BYOT. Bring your own tacos.
Dick swinging.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast.
We can say fuck.
With Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
I don't care if it's spoken. This is cool.
That's a decent amount of sausage.
This man needs a doctor.
Yeah, I just hope they're tasty.
What's up with these clowns, man?
Cut the lights and went through people's pockets.
Don't you point that at each other.
Let them smoke a little. You need to step it up to that point. We're not gonna lead with the.
We're not gonna lead with that.
So we've been super busy gearing up for podcast movement.
Hell yeah, man. I'm fucking excited. I can't wait.
It's coming up in a few, basically you'll be flying out here once this episode's released.
Yeah, the day after this episode releases, man, I'll be on a plane to LAX and then our adventure begins and further in this
little project that we've
been
doing
busy,
for a while.
man. I'm busy this month in general.
Oh yeah, and I mean I
man.
moved, I got a new job.
Yeah, it's just been we've been up to madness.
So we appreciate everyone hanging with us, and we're hoping to provide even better content after studying what we can in Anaheim. It's gonna be fun.
Hell yeah, learning from fucking people that know a lot more about this than we do.
Definitely. It's good to be around some pros. So, speaking of being busy, though, you went to a music festival, right, this past weekend?
Hell yeah, I went to Moonrise, which is at the Pimlico racetrack down in Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah, it's EDM and rap. It's a 2-day festival. It's really cool. It's pretty big. I thought it was going to be small, but when I got down there, it was pretty huge.
Okay.
But it was a crazy weekend, man. The music was great. On Saturday, we actually got evacuated because of a storm moving in, and they put us all on the grand stage for the horse track. It was just we were stuck there for 2.5 hours.
It was covered at least?
Thunderstorm was, yeah, it was covered, but we were just basically watching this thunderstorm happen over the whole grounds of the festival.
Wow.
People were getting restless and whatnot. One guy was getting applause from the whole grandstand, because he was running up and down the horse track with a flag that said "Saturday is for the boys."
Is that a Billy Buck Roscoe fucking reference?
Yeah, I don't know if he started it now. I'm starting to wonder if he started it or if he's just attaching to it.
Was it also Saturday?
It actually was.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and
that guy became the festival.
Yeah, and towards the end of the waiting for them to reopen the festival, fucking people were starting to just run and slide in the mud on the horse track, on their stomach, like it was some kind of slip and slide.
You know how many horses
Fucking
probably
insane.
shat on that track at some point?
Yeah, man, fucking, it smelled like shit the next morning. It was horrible. A lot of great acts there. One of the main reasons I wanted to go was because I wanted to see Migos, and they actually was playing. Their set time was right during the storm, so they didn't end up playing.
Oh damn! They didn't reschedule.
Yeah, they had to reschedule. But I still got to see a lot of great sets. Big Gigantic, Excision, Louis the Child played. Nice. Gorgeous. I missed Breathe Carolina. I wanted to see them. Getter was amazing. He got rained out, but he got to go on a different stage the next day, which was really, really cool.
Okay.
Hippie Sabotage was amazing. You'll hear a little more about them later. Run the Jewels, another great rap group that played, really cool. 7 Lines was amazing. Yellow Claw was pretty good. Wasn't what I was expecting. And Zed's Dead was probably one of the last ones that I would say that was probably one of my favorites, actually.
Sweet.
But
glad you had a
it was
good
a
time
wild weekend, man.
And avoided getting struck by lightning.
Yeah, I avoided getting struck by lightning, but a shitty thing happened in the last 2 hours of the festival. My girlfriend actually got pickpocketed, her cell phone, right out of her back pocket.
Oh,
and we couldn't tell who took it in a fucking crowd. So that was, really, weird for me. I was just wow, people really do this shit?
Yep.
This is, fucking ridiculous.
People take advantage when it's a large crowd like that.
Yeah, so, we had to get her fucking new phone and, file for insurance, turn off the old phone. That was, adding more shit to this busy month.
Yep.
I got another festival a week after fucking we go to Anaheim.
Yep. I mean, once
Staying crazy.
you always got to remember. I guess it's another good reminder to just keep your stuff close to you when you're like in a place like that where there's a lot of people.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man, you never know. Like, you don't. Like, it can happen anywhere. You could be in a big city. You could be in your own town, and it could be just a random criminal act, you know?
Yep.
Shit.
Well,
Be safe, people.
Keep your
That's
shit
today's
close.
message. Yeah. Hell yeah. And we'll start the show on that. Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. And as always, I'm Matthew.
And I'm Jesse. And watch your wallet. I got it.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Watch all that shit.
Check that
It's
back
scary
pocket.
because your cell phone, you don't like realize how like first like dedicated to the damn thing you are. Like you're really dependent on it. And also you could have your bank info on there. Like all your fucking life is there. And let alone, I was thinking about it. I rock like a wallet case every now and again that has like my debit card. I'll put cash in it.
Just
my
everything.
license, like. Yeah, so you could literally have my whole life, like, by one swipe.
Yep. I mean, I had my ID stolen along with my cell phone a few years ago. So, yeah, definitely, it happens. Happens when you least
Yeah.
expect it. Keep track of your shit. You might get on your
Fuck yeah.
Facebook and start putting fucking fake statuses.
Fuck yeah. Drain your account, man. Rack up that credit card.
If your phone hasn't been stolen and you still have access to your Facebook and Instagram, head over there and check out our content. We are on Instagram at American Slacker Podcast. Pretty easy. We're always posting funny shit on there and putting our funny clips up on our Facebook on Wednesdays and our weed articles on Mondays.
And also, please check out our Patreon. By contributing to our Patreon, you help create the show and allow us to have more time to dedicate to creating this show and bringing you guys more content.
Yeah, we got cool stuff like titles. You can be an official American Slacker. You also have an invite to play Xbox with us on the fourth Saturday of each month. And we might be getting stickers and stuff set up soon, so keep an ear out for that. But we have some new Patreon contributors.
Hell yeah. And we're going to start out with our newest contributor.
Yeah, so we got a pledge from Aaron over at the podcast Yes and I Am, which I've actually had a chance to listen to, and it's really funny. He invites improvisers from the New York City area to come on and do mock interviews, sort of playing celebrities and stuff. It's a great show. You should definitely check it out. It's available on iTunes and all other podcast sites. That's the Yes and I Am podcast. And thank you for your patronage.
Thank you for your donation. We really appreciate your contribution to the show.
Yeah, thank you. And we also have David Gunn, longtime friend of the show and friend of ours. Appreciate your contributions.
Thanks, Dave. And we can't forget the guys at Crime Roulette, Kyle, Nolan, Bradford. You guys are fucking awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate your patronage. And make sure you head over and check out Crime Roulette Podcast. They're always putting out good stuff. So what do we got coming up in the show?
Today we're going to continue on with the saga of the news of the weird. And then we're going to move along. We got a couple of music suggestions we're going to hit you guys with. And then we're going to close out with video games. So stick around for the fun.
And with our weird news, we always like to start out with weed news. And this time we're talking about Cards Against Humanity, which we've brought up before on the show. They've pulled off some weird stunts like digging a giant hole for no reason. But this time...
Yeah, that was ridiculous. $100,000 for a hole.
Yeah.
Not just like a little hole.
A big freaking hole. So we got $70,000 donated to Illinois' legalization efforts by Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, that's awesome.
This article comes at us from Gantrepreneur.com, and they talk about how the weed deck expansion of Cards Against Humanity, which cost $5 a pack, raised $70,000 to give to the Marijuana Policy Project in order to help legalize cannabis for adult use in Illinois. They say this is a common sense issue for racial justice, health justice, and criminal justice. State and national politics are incredibly screwed up right now, but it gives us hope to think we can make progress on these kinds of common sense issues that everyone supports. And the reason they say everyone is because there's a lot of groups that are backing this in Illinois. The Coalition for Safer Illinois consists of support from MPP, which is a Marijuana Policy Project, the American Civil Liberties Union of Illinois, the Clergy for a New Drug Policy, Doctors for Cannabis Regulation, Law Enforcement Action Partnership, and the Illinois chapter of Normal.
Hell yeah.
It's a lot of big names in support of
Fuck yeah.
legalization there.
Well, we need as many as we can because this is ridiculous that we're here in 2017 and it's still illegal in the majority of states.
Yeah, and a lot of states can benefit from it. I mean, if you look at Colorado, which we've talked about numerous times during this segment specifically, they raised a lot of money and there was a lot of crime that sort of teetered off because they were able to control the black market, like sale of marijuana. And even in Illinois, they say that they could reap between 170 million and 305 million over 3 years by legalizing cannabis use for adults.
Damn. Yeah, that's a good amount, damn.
And I guess in February, state representatives have introduced bills into the House and State Senate, which would set up taxed and regulated cannabis industry for the state. So they're moving in the right direction. And it's interesting, interesting to see Cards Against Humanity, who dug a giant hole with a bunch of money, decide to actually donate it towards some kind of
Something good.
Yeah.
A good deed.
Some kind of
Yeah, they
cause.
probably caught a lot of shit for their waste of $100,000.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's their money. They can do what they want. And that, and like, weren't they the same people who sold nothing?
They did so. Wasn't that to fund the whole? I might be mistaken. But yeah, they did. There's 100%. Yeah, they sold nothing.
They sold boxes
$5
of nothing.
for nothing.
So, at least they got something this time.
Well, the man in our next story could definitely use a little bit of medical weed. A man in Texas, somewhere in Cass County, went outside about 3 a.m. because he heard another armadillo creeping around his yard.
Oh,
and
that's
he's had
armadillo.
it. They're quite the pest. They dig up, your yard, make holes, dig into the gardens. They're just a rat with a exoskeleton armor. And
turtle
so he
rat.
decides, he pulls out his .38 revolver. He's going Dirty Harry on this armadillo. And then he takes 3 shots. But here's where it goes south. One of the shots apparently ricochets off the armadillo and comes back and hits him in the jaw.
Oof.
He
Bulletproof
survived.
armadillos.
Yeah, which I had to look into. And armadillos are definitely not bulletproof. You can kill them with a .22.
Maybe it depends where you shoot them.
Maybe, but I could not find one article besides this news story about an armadillo being somewhat bulletproof.
My theory
And
is
he had a
that
38.
it ricocheted off a rock near it.
It had to have. That's the only explanation. He didn't want to sound like a dipshit. He just shot rapid fire and bounced off of something like hard, and it came back and got him.
Because, yeah, 3 shots from what you said it was a 38.
Yeah, .38 pistol.
I mean, that's a bit of a hand cannon.
Yeah, exactly. And regardless if it ricocheted off him, that would be such an impact. It would definitely have to do some like pretty good impact. Like it would probably knock an animal out. And the armadillo was never recovered, so his status is unknown.
So this bulletproof armadillo just Kevlar'd its way back into the wild.
Shit, for all we know, it's a ghost armadillo.
Maybe he was just drunk.
That's
shooting
what I'm
at
saying.
rocks.
Maybe there was no armadillo.
Rocks that are shaped like armadillos.
Yeah, right. Just shot the rock directly.
Are armadillos known to attack?
That's a good question. I would imagine they're not computational at all.
Yeah, I would think they'd run. They wouldn't be much of an attacker.
No, they can't be.
Well, I guess don't be scared of armadillo attacks, but if you are taking a cruise out of Sydney, like the people in our next story, be afraid of pirate attack. Because a cruise passenger liner was ordered to switch off lights and music at night to prepare for pirate attack. This was a luxury cruise liner that took tourists out of Sydney, Australia, on a 104-day world cruise for £30,000. I'm not sure what that is in American dollars, but it's probably about the same. It's a decent chunk of change. The 1900,
that's a lot of money.
The 1900 passengers were, just party it up and have a good time. When they were going through the Gulf
It's
of Aden.
38,000 pounds. Sorry to interrupt you.
What's that?
$38,000. So
$38,000?
that's a fair amount of money to spend for a fucking cruise.
Yeah, seriously.
That's like a fucking good chunk of change. It better be a damn good cruise.
So for when they're sailing through the Gulf of Aden and the Suez Canal in the Arabian Sea and somewhere in the Indian Ocean, they were worried that there was going to be pirate attacks because there was a ghost ship. They had seen like these unmanned ships like off the bow, which I guess could be a little bit alarming. You never know, depending on the area that you're sailing through. So the captain said, "Everyone, party's over. We must prepare for pirate attack." And they had all the crew. They had all the crew shut everything down. They said no deck parties, no movies, no outdoor bar hopping, no pools. Everyone get in your cabs or your cabins. So people were kind of pissed, and some of them were just straight up weren't listening. They were joking around, making Tom Hanks references.
Really?
Yep. They're like, we know what happens when you get jacked by Somali pirates. We've seen Captain Phillips.
They're the captain now.
He's the captain now.
I'm the captain now.
And he's like,
man, I wouldn't listen to that though. I would not just go hide in my little bunk. Like, those rooms are horrible on cruises. They're like little jail cells. It might as well be your coffin, because they bored and want to kill you. They're just going to come in and shoot you room by room.
there's 1,900 passengers, not even counting the crew and like the captain.
Yeah, I say you like don't hang on the side waiting to get shot, but you get ready to like. You go inside and just wait to rampage those motherfuckers as soon as they board.
Yeah,
some of you are gonna
gotta
die.
Organize.
I'm not gonna lie. Some people will die, but you will overall win the war.
You gotta organize and overtake them. In the end, they're like after their 10-day blackout, though, there was no pirate attack. It was all just It was all just precautionary, is what they say.
10 days of waiting for attack
on your $38,000 vacation cruise.
And they wanted these people to hide in their rooms the whole 10 days.
Maybe he was just sick of their shit.
He was just, oh man, he was like, they're just a bunch of drunk assholes.
Yeah, get in your
everybody
fucking
to your room. He just conducted the world's biggest timeout session like ever.
Get everyone to their rooms. 1,900 people. Yeah, he was like busting people for playing card games and shit, yelling at them. Say people were like not taking it seriously, and they even started to get calls to the captain's quarters saying like, we saw a ship off the side of the boat, and I'm guessing he was like, what were you doing looking off the side of the boat? You're supposed to be in your rooms. Busted. So yeah, it'd be a funny movie though, is what I was thinking. You get like Cuba Gooding Jr. as like the ship's captain trying to control all these rowdy passengers.
Yeah, man.
Kevin James can be one of the passengers that's like giving him shit.
That's not anywhere I want to be for 10 days. And like, there's a reason they pump those motherfuckers full of like all kinds of things to do with pools and bowling alleys and, you know, arcades and casinos. It's because like it gets boring like chilling on a fucking giant like boat. The rooms are mad small, like.
Right. Unless you're
as soon as
fishing.
you take that away,
fun.
That is like fucking doing solitary.
Yeah, so that's it wasn't a great time for these people waiting on this pirate attack that never came.
Nah, well the attack continued on the coast. Because and at another vacation spot no less.
Oh no.
At the Alpine Way Resort in Thredbo, Australia. A 51-year-old man dressed as Chewbacca assaulted a 55-year-old man when he told him that he couldn't ride his snowboard in costume.
Oh no. What he didn't realize is that was an actual Wookie.
Yeah, that's the thing where he fucked up.
Insulting.
That old man had just grown into a Wookie. He was so hairy. Just he was 7 foot tall.
I mean, Wookiees have like that fur, so you know it's gonna be more warm for you when you're like wearing the Wookiee costume.
He literally beat the shit out of this guy. The guy ended up losing a bunch of teeth and was actually knocked unconscious.
Beating someone with a snowboard will do that.
That's insane.
Damn. So yeah, that's what's your go-to costume if you were to snowboard? Pick any ridiculous costume.
If I was to go snowboarding, you know, maybe like I like those T-Rex costumes. I think they're hilarious.
There you go. That's a good one. I wonder if you'd be able to swing a snowboard dressed as
Giant
a
T-Rex ripping a snowboard down the hill. Yeah.
The problem is the arms when you're trying to get back up.
It is the arms, yeah.
Too small.
Yeah, that's why you don't fall. You don't fall.
I can't believe they gave him so much shit about the Wookiee costume. Just let the man
just
fucking snowboard.
Let a man Wookie. Let him Wookie out. And he can never go back to Threadbow, too, as well.
Oh, banned for life.
Banned.
What's the lifespan of a Wookiee?
I don't know. I feel like it's longer than a human.
I would think it would be less. If anyone knows, let us know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're gonna get a bunch of shit from all the Star Wars fans. Like, everybody knows that a Wookiee lives 145 years to 170.
Well, please enlighten us, because we'd love to find out. Well, the lifespan of a couple in Florida was almost cut short by a cigarette that lit a barbecue that was in the back of their car. So a woman in Florida lit her cigarette, sparking an explosion of a propane grill that she was transporting in the back of her red Kia Sorento. The propane tank must have been open, and she, was driving along, gas is coming out, she lights up that cigarette. It's always like the ironic joke is like when they say, "Oh yes, cigarettes will kill you," and then like it blows something up.
Yeah.
I remember
Little-
like Triple
oh my
X,
God.
they did that.
I couldn't imagine that explosion happening right in your back seat. Like, just like, boom!
The car is fucked up. The car is...
Yeah, the car does look pretty fucked
It
up.
looks like one of those cartoon things when like a bomb goes off in something and it's just like all twisted, like blown out. It's pretty bad, and they were severely burned, but it's not life-threatening. And their sports utility vehicle is fucking done. It's not sporting any utilities at this point. Luckily, they're gonna probably be all right from all this, but careful when you're transporting propane tanks.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I feel like they warn you at the store. It's like, you make sure it's closed at all times when you're not using it.
Right. And if they ended up like not having the window open at all, that would probably not have been great for them either, inhaling all that gas. They probably would have gotten all fucked up.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna cause some fucking problems with your lung.
Or some brain damage.
Well, you know what else causes brain damage? Meth. And the man in our next story was... he was confused on meth. Jeremy A. Perkins, a 27-year-old, was charged with 2 counts of second-degree attempted assault and 2 counts of armed criminal action. When he was caught hanging out on an abandoned roof, throwing rocks and bricks at people in cars that were passing. Now, when the officer showed up, a brick had landed 5 feet, like, within the officer, right as he got out of the car. So he got behind the car and called for backup. So they decided they'd send a SWAT team to get this asshole.
I don't blame him. He's fucking throwing bricks from the roof like a crazy person.
Yeah. And when they were getting him, one of the officers heard him mention a sniper 400 yards away. And then they interviewed him at the police headquarters. And he said he had done meth the night before, climbed a tree and onto the roof of the building. And that someone had told him the Purge was happening. Someone very reliable. Alright, it was my meth dealer. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe he told him, when they gave him the meth, they were like, "You're gonna smoke this shit. It's gonna be so good." I'm sure there's some reputable meth dealers out there.
Be like, "This shit's so good, you're gonna think the Purge is happening."
What about Walter White, man? Come on.
Yeah, I know, but maybe it was just like the way he phrased it. It was like, "Oh, this is gonna be so good, you'll think the Purge is going on," and then he's like, took it all wrong. Smoked it.
Oh my god.
He's like,
went
he's
into
right.
a Purge trip or something?
The Purge is happening.
Oh my god.
I gotta climb a tree, jump onto a building, start throwing rocks at people.
Jesus. Either way, man. I'm just thankful meth heads aren't everywhere, because they sound like they're dangerous type.
Yeah, watch from up above. Those flying fucking bricks.
Always look at the roofs, people. Always look at the roofs. You never know if there's a meth head lurking.
Well, that brings us to the end of our news, but we got a funny clip for you. It deals with wearing the correct equipment when you're performing construction activities.
Yeah.
No, I would.
Pants would be a necessity, I would assume.
I was gonna say, I don't think a dress is the way to go when you're using something that
Yeah.
creates sparks.
Yeah, that's definitely the last thing you choose. I mean, shorts would be something that's definitely a no.
Even the
A
guy
dress
in the
or a
background
skirt.
who's sawing something, like he's like in shorts and flip flops, and probably gonna cut his leg open with that saw.
Yeah, those sparks aren't fun. Yeah.
So
Yeah, so check that out. It's a hilarious clip.
definitely,
Yeah.
that'll be up on our Facebook page every Wednesday. We post our funny clips there, so be sure to check that out and give us a like. So it brings us to the end of our news, and now we got some music suggestions for you.
Hell yeah.
Now, the first suggestion we got for you is the Higher Brothers. Now, these guys are a rap group out of China, and they sometimes rap in English, sometimes rap in I'm not sure. I think it's Mandarin. I'm not up on the language stuff, but they usually subtitle their YouTube videos, which if you remember any of my other music suggestions, a lot of times it's the videos that hook me in, and their videos are hilarious. They're breaking the Chinese firewall, or climbing over it, if you will, to bring their rap music to the world, and they're kind of up and coming. They're bigger in China, I would say, but I saw a Vice video that was featuring them, and it kind of got me interested, so I started listening to their stuff. They're a 4-man rap group out of China. Alright, I'll try their names. Masi Wei, DZ, Sai P, and Mello. And they blend unique linguistic skills with modern-day rap influences that they can only obtain via legal online methods. Because, stuff's restricted in China. So... They also have been working with a producer / rapper named Keith Ape, and he's been really influential in getting their stuff out. But the first thing I want us to listen to is called Made in China, appropriately enough. So this is Made in China by the Higher Brothers.
Rap music? China? What are they even saying? What is this Chinese rap music? Sounds like they're just saying ching chang chong.
My chance new go watch Made in China. We play ping pong ball Made in China. Get bitch metal says pay Made in China. It had brother black car Made in China. She said that she didn't love me. She said that she didn't love me. She said that she didn't love me. She lied, she lied. She all made it in China. She all made it in China. She all made it in China. She lied, she lied. 老总把你叫醒 Made in China， 牙膏牙刷上面挤 Made in China， 包早餐放进陶瓷碗 Made in China， 擦唇膏出门打气伞 Made in China， 坐在公司里，旋转办公椅，360度，速写雷击，钢笔画了一朵莲花 ，Cookie 需要放到夜吧，相框里面框住全家，全部 Made in China。 全身上下总有中国货，压力上来也有中。
So that was Made in China by the Higher Brothers, and it's great. I love it. I don't know. The beat is really cool. The way that they rap a little bit in English, I appreciate, because it kind of hooked me in the first place to get me listening to their stuff. It's hard to get into stuff where I don't know the language.
Yeah,
you have to work a little bit harder.
Yeah, it's cool that they do some English work too, though. Like, I like that song a lot.
Yeah. Now, the next song is called WeChat, and this one is featuring Keith Ape. And Keith Ape is actually a South Korean hip-hop artist out of Seoul. And he was picked by Billboard K-Town as number 5 on the K-pop 2015 top list of songs. So he's big. He's big in Korea, and him working with a lot of artists in Asia. I feel like we're going to be hearing a lot more about him and from him. We're going to get an Asian influence of rap eventually. It's coming.
Yeah.
So we're a little ahead of the game here, trying to keep you up to date on it. This is WeChat by the Higher Brothers featuring Keith Ape.
What the f? Hey, it higher, higher, there's no Skype, no Facebook, no Twitter, no Instagram, we use WeChat. Yeah, yo Case, tell me your WeChat number. 我打开微信不是来听你逼逼这些的，我打开微信不是来听你逼逼这些的，我打开微信不是来听你逼逼这些的，我打开微信，朋友圈出奢名牌包衣服又卖貂皮，心灵鸡汤的作用基本为零，对于你赚钱的机会只给我不给你没时间，我打开微信不是来听你逼逼这些，而最终它成为代购，我没人挽留，箱子有这种前后，其实掉垃圾我都懒得删网友撕逼叫西西锁3观虎斗，索取我财产的道路不小心暴露，没能够一帆风顺，1000个联系人900个辣妹，我现在还单身就排出来混，妈的跟我聊上一晚阿玛爹就走，等待3点过5分我专门写几个，后来就上去了打了个包里头买了个好多门的月光，收了个演奏费电话都来得过最近 Pisting 给多人好的来 Pisting。
So yeah, that was WeChat by the Higher Brothers featuring Keith Ape, and there's a bit of a language barrier obviously, but the beat is really sick. I fucking love it in that song.
Yeah, it's really fucking
And
chill
it changes up too. It's not like the same thing throughout. It almost feels like 3 songs in a way. It's super interesting. Definitely check them out. The Higher Brothers, we'll be hearing more from them as they climb the Chinese firewall to reach the rest of the world and share their talents. It's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
So Matt, who do you got for us?
Yeah, so as I said earlier, you'd hear about them. Hippie Sabotage. I got the pleasure of seeing these guys at Moonrise, and they were fucking awesome. They were the crowd. They were jumping in the crowd. They were in the like mosh pits and stuff. They gave out probably $1,000 worth of merch.
Damn.
Just chucking it into the crowd.
That's awesome.
They're 2 brothers from Sacramento, Cali. It's Kevin and Jep Sauer, and yeah, they're an EDM duo.
Oh,
they're
that's
pretty
cool.
good. They play guitar though, so it's got a definitely like a hippie vibe with like lo-fi hip hop to it.
Okay.
It's real mellow, but then it can get hard too at certain songs. Yeah, and you know, I didn't even know about these guys until I went and I actually got to catch them perform, and I was immediately a fan.
Sometimes that's like the best like way to find new acts is to actually just go and see people, because bands can be a lot more eye-catching in person than they are just on a track.
And vice versa. I mean, you could hear a band on track that sounds amazing, and then, you know, even watch just a YouTube video and it comes out and it's like, oh shit, that's disappointing.
Right.
Yeah, they've been around, you know, they started out in the mid-2000s, and they were mainly doing rap beats with other rappers. One rapper they collaborated with, Jay Leak, and also Yuckmouth. 2 guys I have no idea who they are.
Okay.
But they did a lot of work with them, and then they continued on, and they actually got It wasn't until like 2014 they did a remix with Ellie Goulding, and just like our boys at Beta Blocker.
I was gonna say we just put that episode out and they had worked with her.
Hell yeah! And they did a remix for Stay High, and that really got them some attention around the world. So they're getting around now, and you know, they're doing a ton of festivals. People are actually getting to hear them now. You know, they're blowing up on Spotify right now, especially.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, so the first song I'm going to bring for you is called Devil's Eyes. And it's just a real chill, mellow song. They played it and it was just trancey. It was cool. It was a nice, like, slow point in the show. Because everything else is, like, pretty hard at the festivals.
Nice.
So it was nice for something, like, soft.
That's awesome.
So yeah, Devil's Eyes by Hippie Sabotage.
You wanna say, I won't go back. If you wanna hit the road, then let's go then. Let's just go and see the world and just show them what it really means to live life golden. Yeah, we're golden, baby girl, we're golden. They're about to see us shine, cause we're golden. They can never break us down, cause we're golden. They're about to see
That was Devil Eyes by Hippie Sabotage. So yeah, just a very mellow song. I thought it had undertones of like old school rap, but still like just kind of like a really trancey vibe at the same time. And that's the nice thing with these guys. You'll find a lot of different variations. It won't just have the same feel like a band falls into. Like they lock into that same sound, and it gets old. You know.
Yep.
Every song is the same in a different, small variation. Whereas this, you get a different sound with a lot of their tracks.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice with EDM. They sort of have that freedom.
Yeah, and the nice thing about these guys is they create just about, probably 90% of their music. They work in their own house and they create these beats on their computer, and then they go out on stage and they'll play guitar over it. It's a really cool scene, and I appreciate when they, instead of using samples from other artists that you hear on the radio or whatnot that are popular, they're actually creating all these.
Yeah,
it's
pretty cool.
Yeah, and the next song is really chill. It has a very melodic guitar riff that's very soulful, but it's still got a little bit of a beat to it. Let's just get into it. This is Drifter. So yeah, that was Drifter. I really like that song, and like you said, it has a lo-fi hip-hop feel to it.
Yeah, very, very lo-fi. Immediately as we started to listen to it just now, I got that feeling, sort of lo-fi, chilled, laid back sort of. That must be interesting at a festival sort of venue.
Oh man. Honestly, I recommend everybody at least go to one festival and see what it's like, because the visuals that they provide with these massive artist-constructed stages, that's one of the best part about the festivals. All the stages are very unique with tons of LCD screens, and that mixed with like stuff like this, a soulful guitar, or even hard bass is pretty cool. So like this, you get trancy, man. It was really wild.
Yeah, I was starting to get real relaxed listening to that.
Yeah, it's how I felt watching them live. I specifically remember this song with him on the guitar.
So that's Hippie Sabotage and the Higher Brothers. Check out both of those acts and artists. You can listen to them over on our Spotify playlist that Matt curates for us.
Hell yeah, we're well over 2 hours of music, people. Check it out.
There's a lot of cool bands on there, like Keep Flying and soon to be Hippie Sabotage and the Higher Brothers. We got
Beta Blocker
on there.
Oh my god, yeah,
just
Tyler
did an
the
episode
Creator.
You should, and if you haven't listened to our Beta Blocker episode, be sure to check that one out too.
Yeah, that was a hell of a time. All those guys.
Great talking to them.
It's me, Mario.
Finish him. So now let's talk about video games, the fun shit, the thing that we do when we relax and just get home from a fucking hard day's work, chilling. You want to just throw on the fucking Xbox, fuck around on GTA, maybe.
Yeah, or slash someone up on Friday the 13th.
Hell yeah, man. I've been addicted to that game right now. It feels like you're in the movie, first off. The creepy-ass, ominous music is a killer. It sets the mood for sure. And Jason has some powers, so he could like teleport up on you when you're trying to fucking outrun him.
That's terrifying.
He could just teleport across the map if like you make some noise, or he could pick you up somehow, like pick up that you're out there. there's so many different things that just make this one of the creepiest fucking things. Like the 100 kill scenes.
Damn.
Where you see like fucking just demolishes your body.
Now I haven't played it. You have, but I've only watched it on like streaming, and that's even enjoyable because I've seen weird like things play out where like they had a car fill up with people and like there wasn't enough room for one person, so they left that person behind, and it was from that person's perspective. So the car's driving, and all of a sudden Jason teleports in front of the car, and they all get slaughtered.
Ah, man, talk about where the bad luck turns to good luck.
Yeah, seriously. So it looks really fun. I'm probably gonna be getting it soon so that we can jump on there and slash up some motherfuckers or run away from some slashers. Now you can kill Jason, right? It's possible.
Yeah, there's a whole like strategic way. I guess there's a couple ways, but it takes some time. You gotta gather supplies around the map and figure a way to kill him. One way I saw, like one of the ways to start killing him I saw was like you find his mother's body and take her sweater, and like he freaks out when he like walks up on a girl wearing the sweater.
Oh, that's creepy.
It's really weird. Man, this game's so fucking creepy. That's my favorite thing about it. If you've ever played slasher mode in GTA, it's like that but amplified times 100.
Okay. Yeah, which we've had some experience with. We were just playing that earlier today. So
yeah.
I'm probably going to get Friday the 13th soon. Maybe that'll be one that we can play on the last Saturday of the month with people.
Hell yeah, we'll kill all of you.
Or fucking have to run from them.
Or have to run from you. Please don't kill us.
So now moving on, we got some GTA updates. They put out a cool new car called the Ocelot. I just wanted to throw this one in right off the bat.
Yeah, it is pretty fucking dope looking. They've been adding a few dope-ass cars. They added the old Cheetah, which was like an old-school Ferrari from like the late 80s, early 90s.
Yep.
There's quite a few, man, that I've been digging lately. But this Ocelot is a newer, modern supercar.
They're also
looks like it could rip.
For a little while, they've been doing 25% off of the Shark cards, so people can actually afford half these things.
Yeah, because without the Shark cards, you better like dedicate your life to it. That's why I just settle and like, I know I'll only be able to get like the lowest things from these downloads because like, or these updates rather, because they're so fucking expensive.
Sometimes they're nice and they'll give you just a little like $100,000 out of nowhere, but yeah, you really got to slave away at it or spend the extra money for the DLC, which kind of sucks. The other thing that they released was an overtime shootout mode, which is like, I gave it a whirl. It's basically you jump off a ramp in a car, and then you have to use a parachute to land on platforms, and it's like a one at a time thing. It's very, very slow, especially for a Grand Theft Auto adversary mode.
Yeah, that's kind of weird for an adversary. They're usually pretty fast paced. The bunkers are pretty chill though, I've got to say.
Yeah, you got some experience with going in one of the bunkers. I haven't checked them out yet.
Yeah, they're huge, and there's like little golf cart like vehicles that you can drive around and like hit people that are in there with it. And there's like little R&D development. Like I don't own a bunker, but like somebody I know owns one, and like there's just all kinds of shit going on in there. You know, your different planning rooms, and I'm sure there's a way to make money off of it.
Yeah, probably doing the gun running or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So make sure you're checking out all the GTA 5 stuff that they put out. It's always worth getting on there and giving it a whirl. But now we're moving on to the games with gold. And for this month, we got 4 titles. We got Slime Rancher, Bayonetta, Trials Fusion, and Red Faction Armageddon. Now, Bayonetta, you won't be able to download as of this episode release. But to give you an idea of what it was about, it's from the same people that make Devil May Cry. So it's one of those demonic slasher, hack and slash, super graphic violence, blood, gore kind of things. It was fun though. I downloaded it. I had a good time. It's one of the backwards compatible games. Hopefully you had a chance to actually download that one as it came out.
Yeah, I didn't actually get my hands on Bayonetta.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It's definitely a game that you have to strategically play as it goes along because it gets harder for sure.
Yeah. Fucking hard drive space, man. It's killing me.
Yep. You gotta keep on deleting stuff as you get it. Can't play them quick enough. So another one that's available this month though that you should still be able to grab is called Slime Rancher, and this one's interesting. I played it for a bit,
to say the least.
You're sucking up slimes with a vacuum, and slimes are these little creatures, and you can sort of feed them different things, and they produce different like jewels that you can then sell to buy upgrades for your equipment or unlock more locations to go find more slimes. It's very interesting. But it's also one of those games, kind of like Ark Survival, where you do one thing and it might screw up all your progress. That's what I found, at least.
Yeah.
So I play for an hour or so, and I do one thing, and now all my slimes turn into bad slimes and eat all the other slimes, and now I'm back to square one. It's very cartoony, very cartoony game, but it's worth picking up. There's some achievements on there that are pretty easy to get, and if you like running around shooting slimes out of a vacuum, this game's for you.
Well, the other game they're giving out is Trials Fusion. I'm a real fan of this. It's like a physics-based platformer, you could say.
Okay. Yeah, it's a fun dirt
like,
bike type game.
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. And you basically got to get to the end of the track, surviving this crazy arc of different ramps and obstacles. And, you could tip over, or you can hit barrels that explode, all kinds of different things. And this is like the newer version of the regular Trials. I haven't had my hands on this one yet, and I'm pretty stoked to get this.
Yeah, I got a chance to play it a little bit today because it just came out earlier today. And it's fun. They've definitely done more things with it. It's a little glitchy because since it released so long ago, like in terms of video game time, I guess.
Yeah.
The servers I don't think have been kept up to date, but if you want to play just the main story mode, it's still pretty fun.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Trials 1 was it's going to be timeless, so I can only imagine.
Right.
I'm going to start playing this like in the next few days. Along with the next one, man, Red Faction Armageddon. It's another 360 game, but the Red Faction series has always been fun to play.
7 out of 10 on IGN.
Yeah, hell yeah. And I'm sure the storyline's pretty decent, so I'm sure this one won't disappoint. And hopefully, the next time we cover video games, I'll be able to talk a little more about this one.
Yep. I know I'm for sure gonna check it out too. This is one of the backwards compatible titles, so if you already have it for Xbox 360, pop it in your Xbox One, give it another whirl.
Hell yeah. A lot of games have replay value, especially after you forget the storyline and shit.
Oh yeah. So, and some of them might just be your favorite. Like, Red Faction, like you said, is it's a hell of a series.
Yeah, it has a cult following, so for sure.
Well, that pretty much brings us to the end of the show, though.
Well, not quite, because this is the best segment of them all. This is where we plug the shit out of all of our stuff. So, first off, let me start out. Please check out our Facebook and our Instagram. All you gotta do is search American Slacker Podcast. We're the ones with the sick logo that has an eagle in the middle. It's green and shit. You'll love it. Also, check out our website, AmericanSlackerPodcast.com. We'll have all the info you need to catch up with our past episodes and who we are and what we're up to. And then if you want to get in contact with us, our email is AmericanSlackerPodcast@gmail.com.
You can also catch us over on Twitter and Reddit at AMERSLKR Podcast. That's Amer Slacker Podcast. Please rate and review us on iTunes, and 5 stars or nothing. Fuck that 4-star motherfucker.
Whoever gave us 4 stars, thank you for not being a 3, 2, or 1, but fuck you for not being a 5.
Bump that shit up.
Yeah.
Tell a friend who would enjoy listening to check us out, and if they're not familiar with the whole podcasting and format and how it works, send them over to our YouTube channel where we post all of our new episodes along with our bonus episodes like the one we just did with Beta Blocker.
And if you want to hear more from Beta Blocker, like their music and other people like the Higher Brothers and Hippie Sabotage, check out our Spotify playlist. We have all the artists we ever cover on the show within there, and well over 2 hours of music. You'll be jamming for a long time. All you gotta do is search American Slacker Podcast and you will find it.
And if you want to help out the show like Kyle, Noel, Bradford, David, or Aaron, head over to our Patreon, patreon.com, and then search American Slacker Podcast. You can donate to our show, and it really helps us out, and you get a shout out. $5 a month, you get to ask a question that we answer on the show, or maybe we'll even answer it on video chat or something. That's an idea I've been playing around with. We got a lot more to come, especially after podcast movement. Get in on it now. You'll get all this cool bonus shit. You can also play Xbox with us on the 4th Saturday of each month.
Hell yeah.
cool
Looking
games
forward to
like-
killing you fools on GTA and Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I'm excited for Friday the 13th round.
Let's get some slackers going. If you want to stalk us on our personal social medias, check out my Instagram. It's MWG Media. If you want to get at my Snapchat or my gamer tag, it's Matty G from HP.
And if you want to find me on Instagram, Snapchat, or Xbox Live, it's Landers the Plane.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. We love every fucking one of you. And until next time, that's it.
There you go.